Hello there guys, so this is the crystal grid for transformation. I'm calling it the Violet Flame Crystal Grid. So if you watched the rounding off 2014 video, which should have been out before this one, by all rights, then you know that my power word for 2015 is going to be transformation, and I described that and talked about that in the other video. So the idea behind this is to have a crystal grid to back that up, to sort of really embrace those energies of personal transformation going into the longest night of the year. Now, the idea behind the violet flame is one of alchemy and spirituality in combination. So I'm going to read to you a little bit about the violet flame. It's to do, some people use it for wiping out past karma, but the idea behind a violet flame, it has the power to erase or transmute the cause, the effect, and even the memory of past mistakes. Transmutation means to change, to alter in form, appearance, or nature. The violet flame changes negative energy into positive energy, darkness into light, fate into opportunity. It also erases the resultant bad karma of past mistakes. The violet flame works by changing vibrations. In physics, vibration is the speed of oscillation, the speed at which something moves back and forth. On atomic level, vibration can be understood by the speed at which electrons orbit around the nucleus of an atom. The violet flame works by changing vibrations on this level. It is a tool of self-transformation. Physical experiments in the alchemy, whereby base metals are transformed into gold, are symbolic of what the violet flame does. And so on and so forth. Basically, I really like the idea of the violet flame in terms of personal transmutation, personal transformation, and it being the fusion of alchemy, personal alchemy and spirituality. It also colour aligns with the crystals involved in the grid, as well as colour magic for higher purpose. Purples and things of that nature are to do with the crown chakra, messages from the divine, contacting our higher self, getting in touch with who we are, who we want to be, who we used to be, the whole process of transformation, and really sort of embracing going forward. And seeing as the violet flame is about, you know, dark into light in those terms, I don't like that terminology particularly, but it fits really well with the idea of the longest night of dark and then back into the light. So this is the crystal grid. I'm going to tell you everything that's on it, and then I'm going to read to you the meanings from the crystal bible. So hopefully you understand why I'm showing you this crystal grid now. So the crystal grid is going to be activated after I have done the videos and finished tidying up a bit, and it's to be going through that dark, the long dark, darkest night of the year, longest night of the year, and it's about going through all of that with yourself and coming out, emerging butterfly-like from the cocoon. And this crystal grid sort of cements those energies, cements the magical purpose going forward. Okay, so with my pen, because I don't know where I put my magical mixing stick, this is Labradorite at the very centre. You can't see its beautiful shimmer from this angle, unless you want to shimmer for me. Sometimes they stop doing it because I've said, you know, the light will shift slightly because I've said something. And Labradorite is at the centre for a whole metric ton of reasons. Labradorite is my spirit stone, which is a transformation of this year, I've got to say. I used to think and feel very closely about amethyst, and now it is Labradorite, and only Labradorite. A highly mystical and protective stone, a bringer of light. So it fits within the Yule imagery perfectly. It raises consciousness and connects with universal energies, deflecting unwanted energies from the aura and prevents energy leakage from the aura. Forms a barrier to negative energies. It can facilitate you into another world or other lives. A stone of historic knowledge, it facilitates initiation into the mysteries. Aligns the physical and etheric bodies and accesses spiritual purpose. It raises consciousness, grounds spiritual energies into the physical body, stimulates intuition, excuse me, and psychic gifts, including the art of right timing. Banishing fears, banishes insecurities, especially from psychic debris from previous disappointments, including past lives. Strengthens faith in the self, trust in the universe, and it removes other people's projections, including thought forms that have hooked into the aura, and so on and so forth. Labradorite basically is the centre of this grid for a very good reason. It harbours all the energies that I think are very much attuned with the violet flame and brings everything together in a way that is very special to me. It speaks to me of the Morrigan, it speaks to me of transformation, it speaks to me of the shapeshifter, the druid. It truly is an incredible, mystical, magical energy for transformation. I think it fits perfectly with that. And then we have 4 points of smoky quartz, which kind of just stood out to me as I was putting the grid together. I was originally going to go for quartz for the amplification, although smoky quartz of course will do that too, but not on the same level as clear quartz. But they kind of insisted on being in the grid, so in the grid they went. And they are the universal transmutation crystal. Is that a fair way of putting it? They basically transmute anything negative into positive. It grounds at the same time as raising vibrations during meditation, so it connects again the physical to the spiritual. It has a strong link, a particularly strong protective link with the earth and base chakras. It grounds spiritual energy and gently neutralizes negative vibrations of all kinds. Teaches you to leave behind that which no longer serves. Lifts fear and depression and brings emotional calmness. So yeah, so it basically is connecting us. It's the earthy part of this grid, perhaps. It's the grounding, anchoring part of this grid, keeping us on the earthly plane, keeping us grounded, keeping us protected, keeping our thoughts positive and heading in a positive direction during the process of personal transformation. Right, Eho then. I've got a feeling it's in this book, right. The next 4 here and again here are all Tanzanite aura quartz. The 4 at the base are much more solid in colour, and the 4 further out are much more celestial, and and I really like that they're more grounded and more earthy closer, and then the further out they get, the closer they are to the spiritual realm. Right, so Crystal Bibble says, find your page. Brings multi-dimensional balance and profound spiritual connection. It is attuned to the transmutational violet flame, so it basically is the violet flame in crystal form. It opens and aligns the soul star and the highest crown chakras and draws in cosmic energy into the physical body. Takes you to the centered state of no mind that enhances enjoyment of the world. Provides deep spiritual comfort, dissolving emotional blockages and replacing it with unconditional love and the sense of being part of a greater group or connected to the universe. So yeah, it really, really, really is the whole essence of the violet flame. So it works beautifully within here, and that's why I have it twice. So here, and then here, 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 and here. So the next circle is a little bit unusual for me. I did this because I only had 2 Azurite, and I really, really wanted Azurite in, and this is Azurite. Oh gosh, that was Azurite there. This is Azurite here, and this is Azurite here, and then I have merlinite here and merlinite here. Okay, let's go with Azurite first. Or we will in a minute. 77. Azurite guides psychic and intuitive development. It urges the soul towards enlightenment, cleanses and stimulates the third eye, and attunes to spiritual guidance, enables journeys out of body, raises consciousness to a higher level, and gives greater control over spiritual unfoldment. And I like that. There's an element of controlling it, you know, keeping a hold of it. It's not completely astral, it's grounded in reality. A powerful healing stone. Brings about understanding and new perspective, expanding the mind, releasing blockages. Out with the old, in with the new. Releases stress, worry and grief, and so forth. So yeah, I really liked that in that position. I thought that worked really, really well. And then merlinite is a lovely stone. It's a magical stone that holds the imprint of the combined knowledge of shamans, alchemists, priests, magicians and other workers of magic. Perfect for an alchemy-based grid. Perfect. Supports shamanic practices or magical rituals. Facilitates reading the Akashic record, which is supposed to be a place where you access your own spiritual knowledge. And inducing travel into the past or future lives to gain insight. Can help bring magic into your life. So I think it backs up the Azurite really well, considering I didn't have 4 pieces of Azurite. Right, eho then. Onwards. So then here, here, here and here is Charoite. Again, as a stone of transformation. It is a soul stone that overcomes fear, stimulating inner vision and spiritual insight, and aids in coping with change at a spiritual level. So it's again very supportive of the transformational process. Stimulates unconditional love and synthesizes the heart and crown chakras, cleansing the aura. Releasing deep fears. Useful for overcoming resistance, bestows a drive to do these things, which is really good to have in the thing, sort of keeping that driving force for the want for personal transformation. So that's really, really good. And then on the outsides we have peacock ore. Which may not be in here as peacock ore, so I may have to look it up. Yeah, okay. I've forgotten what the other name is. I just call it peacock ore. Right, 1 second. So its proper name is chalcopyrite. that 9 here? Are you kidding me? No, there it is. Chalcopyrite. That's probably why I never remember it. A powerful energy conduit puts you through the fires of truth, tempering your soul, assisting in the assimilation of spiritual knowledge. Spiritually, this stone is an aid to achieving the no-mind state required for deep meditation and contemplation of the universe. Helps you think abundantly in all forms. Listen to your inner voice. Stabilizes cell energy as higher frequencies are integrated and is effective for heightening the effect of acupuncture, as well as dissolving energy blocks and enhancing the movement of chi around the body. So there you go. I picked all of the crystals on intuition and they all fit beautifully, and that is a really great way of creating your crystal grid, particularly in matters of spirituality. So I really, really love this. I love the idea, I love the visual of it, I love the colours of it, I love the idea of it going through into you, and I really, really do love it, and I really did want to share it. So that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. We've got one more to go, and that will be it for 2014. Many blessings.